Hi, this is Simon Chan, and welcome to my network marketing training. Members of my coaching mastermind groups can ask me questions on a weekly basis, and today's question comes from emerging leader Howard out in Melbourne. And Howard says, "Hi Simon, there are many network marketers out there and competition is really tight. However, I feel that the competition would be much less if I'm able to sell something which other network marketers don't have. How would you differentiate yourself among all the network marketers out there? How would you identify your personal main selling point as well as your team's selling point? If I'm able to identify and create something unique about myself and my team, it would definitely make us more attractive in the market. Would you agree with the statement of mine, or do you have another point of view?" Outstanding question, Howard. I know you have a vision and you're seeing a couple of steps down the road already in terms of how to make yourself stand out. And this is something we cover in our Advanced Diamond Mastermind group. I would recommend for you to check it out. You're probably at that level where you're really thinking much bigger picture. So one of the things we talk about in our Advanced Diamond Mind is branding yourself, marketing yourself. And the first thing you have to think about is what makes you, Howard, unique. Okay, and that's called a USP. The unique selling proposition. And I'm going to include at the bottom of this video, read the post. I'm going to include a couple recent trainings I've done that talked about the unique selling proposition. Okay, USP. And basically, what the USP means, if you haven't heard of it before, is basically why in the heck would people join you, right? And then you brought up a great point. There's tons of competition out there, tons, and you need to stand out. So. Because at the end of the day, people buy you, right? There's a great saying: people join, novices join because of the pay plan. Most people join because of the products. But real leaders who are smart, and this is how you can track better, high quality, like the S type of leaders, right? We talked the soul sponsoring system, the successful people. They look for top leaders to join. So you need to stand out. You need to always be marketing yourself. So how do you stand out? If I was in your shoes, Howard, you're still very new in the business, doing well. Think of what strengths you have. Okay, what strengths you have that allow you to stand out. So obviously you're very smart. Even though you might, you're humble about it. You're a Malaysian that was able to leave the country to study overseas. And I have one of my good friends that also was in your shoes, left Malaysia to study at Columbia. So I know he told me how difficult it is to leave the country to study. So that's immediately something you should be marketing, that you're different, right? Another thing is like the way you dress, okay, the way you talk, speak. I would go out there and volunteer as many times to go speak out in not just your trainings, okay, but other people's trainings, other groups at the office, speak, because the more visible you are, number one, that increases your profile, your branding. Also, it's practice, right? It's free practice. It gets you better. So when I was at your level, and I still do this too, I, speak as much as possible to different teams, helping, and of course, you have to enjoy it. I enjoy it. Like I said, my passion is to have a positive impact in as many people's lives as possible. I enjoy doing it. So I go out to speak to cross-line team members. So that increases my branding, also keeps my skills sharp, okay, which is important. So how would you differentiate yourself? Find out what strengths you have, what makes you unique. And everyone, we're all born with unlimited potential. We have something that's unique that other people don't have. Howard, you have something that I don't have. I have something that you don't have, right? So what do you have that others don't have? Okay. And another thing is weaknesses as well. You may have weaknesses, challenges you had to overcome when you were younger or even in college, right, university. And somehow you overcame that. So that is a success, right? You overcame a certain amount of challenges. So that's a success. So those are things you can make yourself, again, selling points. For me, when I was, another way to give in terms of selling point is, since there's a lot of companies out there, one of the things that increases the trust is longevity, right? And commitment. You're the most committed. You can be the most committed person. If you work hard, committed, or you're the biggest giver, helping everyone else, helping different teams, sooner or later you will be able to stand out. and then you capture it. You can put it on social media, on a website later on. And if you want to differentiate yourself, a website that gets to the next level. It's something you definitely need to look into. And these are a lot of things we cover in the Advanced Diamond Mastermind, a weekly coaching on that. So a lot of things I did when I was starting out. I had a good expensive business card. Okay, actually, I had a metal card. I even nowadays have a metal card. So people see this, they know I'm serious. Okay, I'm just not like another, and then I'm there for the long term. I spent like whatever, some of the cards at least $2 to $5. Some of them, the latest one was like almost $5 US per card, right? This card spent $5 US per card. But when they meet me, they don't need to worry about me disappearing. They know that I'm here for the long term. Because one of the biggest fears about network marketing is, you're going to quit, right? The person will quit. You're not going to be around. Hey, I'm around. I've been in business for 10 years. One company, too, right? And the thing is, like, I always talk about I was a pathetic failure at the beginning. But that's okay. The fact that I wasn't successful, like, you've had a lot more success in a couple months than I did, Howard. But to me, that's a strength because I was able to overcome that. So one of my selling points was I don't quit. I'm not the smartest, but I don't quit. And I keep going and keep going. So, and then you got to think about your market. People attracted to you. We talked about last time about your team. What attracts them to you? What makes you stand out, right? Whether maybe it's the clothes you wear, the car you drive, the way you're a speaker, the way you're carrying, commitment. It has to be something with your personality. For me, like cars and all that, dress. I've tried that stuff. That's just not me. I mean, I do have a nice car, but I could really care less about it. For me, it's more about exercising, working out, staying in shape. That's what I like to do. Just caring, being there for people, working hard, commitment, doing meetings to 1, 2 a.m. Did a meeting at 3:30 up to 3:30 a.m. once. Sleeping 2 hours, riding a bus. Just being humble. So you do what it takes to stand out. So at the end of the day, people will remember you. That's the most important thing. Right? When they leave the meeting, will they remember who Howard is? So what is your USP? That's the thing you have to really think about. In the end of the day, why in the heck would people join you? How do you stand out? So you got to figure that out. And like you asked about identify, create something. Really think about what your strengths are, what you can emphasize, and what's your weakness. And your weakness is a good thing. But how do you overcome that weakness? So that's it. So for example, like I'll give you one last example. When one of my strengths was I'm an American, but I'm American-born Chinese, but I can speak Chinese fluently. I can speak both Cantonese and Mandarin, which are not many people, many American-born Chinese can do that. Now I don't speak well off an accent, but I make fun of myself. But that's a strength, weakness, and so I share those weaknesses. How like even though my wife always makes fun of my Cantonese. I talk about confidence. Even though I don't speak well, I can still go out in Hong Kong and sponsor someone, right? And how I overcame those challenges through learning communication skills. And even though you don't need to be fluent, my vocabulary is not good. As long as you're confident, you know how to know the basic communication skills. Those are universal. You can still be successful. So those are a lot of the things I would emphasize when I teach. And I think so. Those are the things that will help you. Just think about again your strength and what your weaknesses you've overcome. And then again, take a look at these other videos, think hard more about it, and we can even talk more about it. Maybe you can consider going into the Advanced Diamond Mastermind. Even though you're not ranked at that level, but I think mentally you may be ready for it if you're asking these questions. All right, Howard, hope this is helpful. Thank you everyone for watching my network marketing training. Howard asked a great question. At the end of the day, prospects always buy you, right? You. So how do you stand out? How do you create your brand? Whatever you're doing, this is something you constantly got to remember and work on. How do you create yourself? Do something, right? Give your daily actions. Do something that make you stand out, differentiate yourself from the rest of the competition. All right, everyone, this is Simon Chan. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.